I sat at my desk and I realized, my laptop's not here.
Oh, oops. Yeah, kind of need that to podcast.
Just a little bit, yeah. Unless I had a desktop, which I don't. So, but that's
You
okay.
know what's kind of cool is the I mean look, we all lived through that chip shortage year and change ago. Um Still kind of going on for some manufacturers, some products, but computer prices skyrocketed because especially GPUs and things like that. But the technology and the prices have gotten to a point now that a little $400 mini PC is more than enough to help a content creator, a digital reporter, photo editor, like just about anything at a not even basic like e-machine level, like beyond that. Just a
Mm-hmm.
little tiny box with an APU, um, uh, even an SoC, man. Just a whole SoC. Like you can do quite a bit these days. ARM chips are getting ridiculously versatile, and it's really cool. It's a unique age we live in when anybody can do this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's weird. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to the Daily Cup of Genre here on the Genreverse YouTube channel and podcast network. Ooh, excuse me, wherever you get your podcast from, such as Google and Apple and Spotify and all those good things. Follow us there. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. A lot of great content here. Daily Cog and Breaking Geek cover everything you can imagine in entertainment. Marvel, Multiverse Mayhem, and the Cantina do Marvel and Star Wars, respectively. And of course, AVR Squared handling anime reviews and reactions, genre shot trailer reactions on the YouTube channel as well. I'm Kyle, that's Manny, and yeah, it is a weird thing. You know, we watched Back to the Future over the weekend just because, right? And it was funny when Doc is looking at the camcorder. He's like, "This is crazy! A whole TV studio, portable, you know, right here, fits in your hands." And it's like, pull out your phone and it's like not only is the whole studio now in your pocket, but so is some editing software and broadcast software to where you can go live to the world via this little device that you keep in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
um I love it, but I also curse it because for every like good thing this thing does and provides, there's like five bad ones. Including dependency on it. But uh philosophical technological discussions for another time, another day. How's it
Yeah.
going, man? It's kind of one of those weeks. You feel it? I feel it.
What do you mean? That the
Just
races
kind of
start
like
back out, or what are you talking about?
no, I was gonna say with the whole, just kind of like, I don't know, I'm meh this week.
Okay. I'm
It's
kind of
just one of
mad myself,
those
but
weeks. Yeah.
it feels like
Yeah.
maybe it should be Wednesday or Thursday already, but it's Tuesday.
So it sounds like you want to talk about someone or someone's opinions on the second. I'm not sure if these people are aware that this is the second April that is a person of color, but um
It
yeah.
the reason I want to talk about it is because throughout, I guess now we can say decades, which is just sad. The Ninja Turtles have been vastly different, and so have the characters. And it's never been it's never been a vocal problem until now.
And people complained about the rise of the TMNT April being made to be a black girl as well, or a
Oh,
person of color. That's why I said I don't know how many people are aware that it's already
it's already been
been
done. Yeah.
done once.
I,
Again, it's one of those where I'm like, isn't April yet another in many adaptations. Isn't she yet another redhead? Did we not turn yet another redhead? Like, oh my God, Hollywood, what the hell?
Hollywood doesn't like redheads. It was,
Look. This is Kyle just being funny and throwing shade at Hollywood, but there's the decades long, eons long, millennia long meme of redheads being soulless, right? And we know Hollywood had a racist past. They really did, and all of a sudden they're turning all of the soulless people and allowing, whenever they race change, they're using only is Hollywood still being racist? Are they what I'm saying? Like, I could be funny and connect some dots there, but it is weird, man. It is weird how many times it happens that a former redheaded character race changed to a generally African American or black person. It's weird, Hollywood. What are you doing?
Well, they used to there's a podcast I used to listen to, the Arkham Sessions, and and they were going through the animated Batman the animated series, and they would critique the fact that a lot of the sketchy people were redheads in the animated
you see
series.
What I'm saying? Like, there's some stuff going on here. This is not me. This is just me seeing a trend with Hollywood.
We're just commenting on it, yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. Like, I would here's the thing. Like, Ninja Turtles have been so different, vastly different for decades.
I mean
that like, if you made the Turtles like gray, like, I would be like, okay, this is just somebody else's like weird spin on it. Or like, if you
remember when they tried to make them aliens, when Michael Bay literally wanted to make them aliens, and they said, we all lost our shit over it.
Yeah, Michael Bay's made some decisions in the past.
Yeah.
As long as it blowy uppies, he doesn't really care. Yeah, so like, there's the thing, is like, I would even give people an argument, like, you can be mad over Tinkerbell, for example, because she has been consistently one character through Disney's career, and she's also kind of the face of the whole Disney thing, whatever.
No, there's no different iterations. I kind of get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
While April's always been white up until Rise, she's had different character designs. I can kind of see that thought on it. There's other things for me about this upcoming movie that I have questions on. The voice cast of the Turtles are very young. It looks like they're going for like 13-year-old TMNT versus what we're used to, which is like 15, 16-year-old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're on the cusp of young adulthood. So it's a different take on that. I have no issues with the art style. The majority of the cast is fine. I don't like Donnie's voice. My sister, who's also a big TMNT fan, didn't care for his voice. And as far as April is concerned, I'll be honest, there's always going to be these discussions over when and where is it okay, so to speak, to do a race change. My thing has always been, are they trying to check a box? Here, I honestly think it's more that Rise of the TMNT is the most recent show. Mm-hmm. They want to connect to the kids that liked that show. And this, in addition to, of course, the 4 Turtles and Splinter, this is another similarity to what they just came from that other cartoon. My bigger issue, potential issue, and I'm sharing your tweet because it was the easiest way to get to a picture of April at Manny Gomez Media on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. It's on the screen in front of you if you're watching. Description below if you're listening, is just that, and I say this as someone that my weight fluctuates as well, but I get I get really wary of Hollywood normalizing unhealthy bodies on either end of the spectrum. Too skinny, glorifying that like we did for decades, wrong. To glorifying obesity. And I'm not saying there's only one shot, but from this look, I don't foresee. I don't know. I don't necessarily like them making April, I'm going to say, chunky. I don't know a better word. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to, it's not, she's not like overly morbidly obese, but this isn't, I don't know, man. I'm always wary about that. So it's in the back of my mind. I'm not saying that this is them normalizing it all. It's one frame, but that was my first take. Like I saw that they went with what the, a person of color. And I was like, okay, they're connecting it to the cartoon. Carry on. That one is what caught my eye. But I'm not passing judgment till I see it all in motion, see what's going on. Are they making a statement out of it? If I hear a plus size body positive type thing, I might get annoyed. But other than that, I'm waiting until the movie comes out to judge.
You know what I thought when I saw April?
What?
Oh, cool, it's April, and then moved on to the Turtles. It was, and the thing for me, it's like the reality is that there are different body types and people come in all shapes and sizes, and
I understand. And
especially with this franchise, like you can make little differentials like this and include difference in people and turtles. But
you got to be stereotypical and put Donnie in glasses. The nerdy kid has to have the high-pitched voice. The geeky one has to be.
But the turtles,
and that's what I'm saying,
but
man.
Each of the turtles have their traits, though. The turtles have their traits.
Well, they do, but
Leo's the leader.
No,
Mikey's
not in
Rise
of the TMNT.
See, in general,
in Rise of the TMNT, Leo is very much like a second Mikey in that one, while Raph is the leader. And I didn't like that. And not only is the art not good for Rise in my opinion, but I didn't like the direction they took some of the characters. I'm one of those to where it's like, yeah, sure, you can change the aesthetics. My favorite version of the Turtles is the 2012 CGI cartoon. A lot of people don't like that animation. I think it's fine, but it's the best version of the Turtles that I've ever seen. You can change their aesthetics, but there are certain things that are core to the Turtles that I appreciate. Some of them date back to the original comics and the original cartoon, and some of them have evolved over time. I've really enjoyed seeing April grow from being a damsel in distress in the original movies and cartoon to where she's more capable in things like the 2012 cartoon, the IDW comics. I've enjoyed seeing her become more than just like I said, a damsel in distress. I like her being able to fight like she did in the 07 movie and the 12 cartoon. I don't, like I said, I don't know. That's just the one thing that I noticed about the character, and I understand that we have a diverse group of body types in the world and in the country. However, like I said, my only fear is when Hollywood is jumping on the trend of normalizing unhealthy things. That's all. I'm not saying that they are. I'm saying that was the thought that popped into my head, given the way Hollywood can be. I reserve to judge once the movie comes out.
Well, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was probably one of my least favorite versions of the Turtles.
me too.
But then again, they're not for me. So, they're for kids.
Yeah. And that's the thing is Turtles can There's always going to be another version of the
Yeah,
Turtles. I mean,
there's-
they are supposedly working on a live action thing as well. So we'll see, and who knows what the next cartoon iteration would. I never thought I would fall in love with another cartoon the way that I did the 2012 one, and that's by far I think the best version of the Ninja Turtles ever. Great show.
Yeah, the thing about characters though, the only time I have issues with it is when it changes the character specifically.
Mhm.
For example, I will always be on the side that James Bond should be a man.
Yeah.
That because a lot of the bravado, a lot of the things that make him who he is are, and it's a guy. That's just what it is. If you want to make a female character like that, you need to call the movie something else. That is not James Bond. And I will say the next character with the big Indiana Jones needs to be Indiana Jones, or else call it something else. There's like I appreciate when characters are changed up. Like,
When I started,
for example, Peter Pan, Wendy and
Paid
Peter
ads
Pan,
on
whatever.
YouTube.
It doesn't matter to me that there's all of a sudden girls in the Lost Boys group. They're kids. I'm like, all right, fine, not an issue. What's another one? I don't know, but the point is, there's quite a few of them where it's like, okay, so they changed it a bit. Like I don't care, but when it's characters like Bond, like Indiana Jones, hell, like I keep trying to find a good female example of that. Charlie's Angels, for example, should always be females, and there's and that's okay. Like that, everything needs to be so different or so like radically changed for inclusion. Like there's other things for it. Like you don't have to take every property and do it for it. You could spread it out through different things.
It's okay for people
That's fine.
to like it the way it is. Like and I'm showing my I made a ranking video here on the Genreverse, guys, back when I was trying to do ranking videos here, doing my top 5 versions of the Ninja Turtles. So definitely check that out. It's a lot of fun. Crap, what was I gonna say? What was the last thing you said before? Because I wanted to come in with something there.
Yeah, I was saying that not everything needs to
yes.
yeah.
There it is. So the Ninja Turtles in the comics added a female turtle. There's an additional mutation, and now there's 5, and I have a slight issue with that, and it's not because they added a female. I'd be upset if they added a more permanent 5th brother even. I love the mutanimals. They're allies that are also mutants, and I love them interacting with some of them that are long-term side characters. But the Ninja Turtles are about fathers and sons and brothers.
Yep.
Which we all know that there are unique relationships, things between fathers and sons, things between sons and mothers, things between brothers and sisters, and things, of course, amongst all, fathers and sons, brothers only, sisters only. They're unique things, and anyone can appreciate them from the outside. Like I said, my sister's a huge Ninja Turtles fan. She grew up with a brother. I grew up with a sister. We both love the franchise, and we both get different things out of it, and we both get some of the same things out of it. But at its core, it's about that brotherhood and that father-son angle of it, and adding a sister to the mix changes that. Adding a 5th brother to the mix from the outside changes that dynamic. You're looking at an intricate machine that just adding something to give yourself a kudo point, or what you think was look, if you can't enjoy the story, then the story's not for you. You don't always have to, especially if it affects the core of it, and adding characters like that, it changes it. I don't care for that.
Remember when they tried to add the sister?
Like the first in the first live action show, Venus. And like I said, they did in the comics as well, and that's to try to appeal to what's funny is I'll hear people say, well, why don't boys want to play with all this girl stuff? And well, you should want to do this, you should want to do that. But then they'll be like, well, the girls won't do anything with the boys stuff unless you add something girly to it. So do that,
sometimes
and we'll get girls. And it's like, well, now wait a second. Why do the boys have to go and meet? Look, Hollywood and society have this thing where two wrongs make a right. I've said it before. I went over this about the man hating stuff in She-Hulk. Personally, I'm not attacked. I've got thick skin. I'm not an impressionable youth anymore. But we were told for decades that the negative stereotypes, the sexualization, objectification of girls in media was damaging. It could hurt young females, set unrealistic expectations. We were told Barbie is horrible, and that boys and men don't know any of these things. Well, on the body positivity, He-Man, G.I. Joe, wrestlers, Sylvester Stallone movies, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, the Ninja Turtles. Like, I could go on and on about unrealistic male bodies in entertainment.
Yes, we are not turtles.
That being said, I believe people should, again, have thick skin and resiliency and all of that. But if all of that was bad for girls, why is it okay to then do it to boys? Just like the thing. If boys should be willing to go meet girls at their stuff, but we're not going to expect the same for girls with boy oriented stuff until we drop girly stuff into it. I know plenty of girls that are into geeky things that are very male centric, and I know males that are into things that slant towards girls. I know I've got female figures right above me from video games that I absolutely love, from Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, people can get into anything. Hollywood's weird obsession of changing things unnecessarily is grating, and I don't know, man. It's funny on how some changes make sense, work, and you're okay with, and others just don't. And what I don't like is how some people are like, well, I was okay with you because you liked this change, or you didn't mind that change, but now that you have a change that you don't like, you're the worst thing on earth. I don't know. It's all messy, man.
Yeah, people are really finicky now. Like you said, it's a matter of not having any real thick skin at all, and feeling personally attacked for every change.
Don't like it? You don't like Mutant Mayhem? You are the worst piece of shit ever.
I mean, you're the worst, but for different reasons. But that's a whole other podcast. It's dumb, man. Like, and it's funny because then every time, like, we get these announcements fairly early, and so we get to see them. We get to like look through them first, and every time I'm like, here comes another of that group ranting again, or here comes this other group ranting because this is socially inadequate or whatever. I think that creators that to some degree, like, yeah, we're not gonna win with this group, or yeah, we're not gonna win that group, and like, yeah, screw them all. Because it's just it's really tiring, man, to be excited about something and then the first 48 hours of it is just a group that probably isn't even gonna watch the series and movie complaining about something that they really shouldn't. For example, they recently they took a Spider-Man a comic book page out of context with Mary Jane, and everyone was up in arms because Marvel's getting rid of Mary Jane, and it's like, you didn't. I don't think you read that right, and but it's the same thing with what was it with Star Wars? Remember, the majority of people that were complaining about a character don't watch the show. and it's funny, man. It's funny and sad at the same time, because for that reason we can't have nice things, because things are twerked and and changed, and any other thing that I could fadaddle with or whatever. I'm gonna make up words now.
I obviously.
Well, and because you're trying to please everyone.
That's the thing, man, is exactly that. People trying to please everyone, and back to talk about a big circle around to where we started talking about technology and stuff like that. The ability to have your complaints heard. So back in the day, entertainment appealed to generally the widest audience possible. Things were very, very general audiences drove things, and if you didn't like it, you really couldn't say much. If you weren't being seen or heard on screen the way you wished you were, no one really heard you complain before the internet, and especially before smartphones, and especially before the internet itself. The ability to hop on to Twitter and amass a following just for having clever comments on society or entertainment allows people now to actually make waves, and they're not even big waves, because like you and I have said, even if your tweet gets 10 million likes, there's 7 billion people in the world. Not even a fraction of that really use Twitter, but still, even if you only go with, I got 10 million likes and I'm in the US, okay, there's 340 million people in the US. That 10 million doesn't mean jack.
And the other thing
but studios are seeing those things, and they see, and then you have like the majority of people that might not necessarily want to see any particular change, and they're just sitting there stuck like, why are you swaying for this very, very small percentage? There's one thing that I find in that realm interesting, and that's with the push for captions, subtitles across media without having to push extra buttons. Just everyone has it to assist those hard of hearing and deaf. And I don't like that. I don't like the idea of every piece of content automatically coming up with subtitles and having theaters instead of using the special glasses or the special screen that everyone's gonna and I say that as someone that literally watches probably 10 shows a week that are subtitled, but it's something that I choose to do. It is something that I choose to do. But that's one of those things where you see people rising and I'm not trying to begrudge people hard of hearing and stuff. I know that they don't necessarily get access to everything as easily as us, but it's just one of those things, man, where it's like, how much tweaking are we gonna do to society to appeal, appease, or please everyone? Like, that's an impossible task, man.
The other thing I was gonna mention,
how is it fair? Sorry, last thing. How is it fair that someone that's deaf gets automatic English subs but not automatic Spanish subs in a country that is so heavy with Spanish speaking people? You see what I'm saying? Like I can take these little moves that people are trying to do for what they feel are good reasons, and immediately show you how it screws over someone else. I don't. It's weird.
Well, because you can't have everything. Not everything's for you.
Yeah.
And that's and that's really okay. The other biggest issue is that thing I was going to mention is that social media, and I've noticed it more. I notice it more and more now with Twitter. It directs you to certain certain things that you already agree with.
Yeah.
So you may think that you have all this support, but it's because the algorithm's serving it to you.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bubble. It's a bubble.
Yeah, it's a complete bubble. And hell, we've seen I forgot what it was that we saw recently that was just had all this kind of outrage, or not good stuff, and then the numbers said differently. But you're right in the sense it's a way bigger world than the social media bubble. It doesn't mean anything, because at the end of the day, your bubble is a lot smaller than you think.
Oh yeah, including ours, and like I try my hardest to interact with things and fight algorithms and on social media to see as much as of the landscape as I can, but not everyone is gonna do that, and even I get caught up in things where I'm like, man, is this really as big a deal as it seems, or why isn't this a bigger deal than it is, and that's when it's like, because I'm it's your bubble. Only seeing these view. But I understand that not everyone does. A lot of people are so disconnected. The pandemic, I think, really, again, man, these things are great, but they're also awful, because this is the only connection, and nothing feels as real to people when it's through this, and I'm just
Yeah, the other thing about it is shoot, what was I gonna say about it? My example was Snyder Bros, for example. You would think that there's this giant movement of people that really want that. HBO caves in. Turns out not a lot of people want that.
Not a lot of people wanted it. Not a lot of people. Not a lot of people.
And here they are still banging their drums about certain things. And hell, even James Gunn came out recently and was like, Netflix has never approached us about about doing anything with our Snyder content, and you know why? Because Netflix doesn't want it. They've seen the numbers for it.
Yeah.
And Netflix knows that there's a reason why.
Well, we got 100,000 retweets and likes and shares, Manny. We got 100,000 out of 7 billion people on the planet.
And like the other one,
half a billion in North America.
We have a billboard at Comic-Con. Nobody gives a crap, man. The other one that comes to mind that was kind of funny was, and then they started making fun of that exact thing on TikTok. Actually, I got into that algorithm. Was when that new Harry Potter game was coming out.
Oh yeah.
And everyone's like, don't buy it because you're supporting J.K. Rowling.
Sold
and
12 million copies already. Holy shit.
And then but on TikTok it was just funny because they would have the rhetoric of don't buy it because you're helping J.K. Rowling, and then the person behind it would be like, I don't care, or I don't, or it's like, what is that? I don't know what you're talking about. And so you may think that you have this like giant movement or support, but it's just your bubble.
It's just your.
And unfortunately, when your bubble comes crashing first, let's say that, you're left.
It could be devastating to some people, depending on how long they've lived in it. Yeah. And that's why I keep telling my son, dude, you gotta connect with reality. You really do. You need to understand words have consequences. You need to understand resiliency when people are throwing words around. You need to interact. So,
you know what it feels like?
What's that?
You ever watch that movie Old School?
Yeah.
So
Long time ago.
here's exactly how that plays out. Will Ferrell, Frank the Tank, is at the party doing his tanking thing, and then everyone's gonna go streaking through the gymnasium.
He ends up being the only one.
Ends up being the only not there streaking, but everyone's coming. Everyone's coming. And he's found by 3 or 4 people that actually know him. That's literally what it is.
Yep. Welcome to reality.
I think we just made a few people upset because they still think that their bubble's real.
No,
but I have all this. No, you don't.
No one even listened to this point. If you did, thank you guys so very much.
You guys are crazy.
You guys are crazy. I have to go face reality of taking my son to an appointment, so we're gonna have to put a pin in it there, guys. Wrap it up. Please subscribe here. Excuse me, on the YouTube channel. Lots of great content, like I mentioned. Everything you can imagine: Star Wars, Marvel, anime, DC, Ninja Turtles, movie reviews, and more. If it's not a reaction video, it goes up wherever you get your podcasts from. And of course, lrmonline.com every day for all entertainment news, needs, opinions, written reviews, celebrity interviews, and more. Any fun words for the audience before we head out, Manny?
I don't know. Happy Kids Day, I guess. I think today's Kids Day here in the Valley. That's all I got. I can't say it later because it's an ABC thing and I'm an NBC CBS affiliate. So, yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.